Greetings, learners. We have a big list today because we are doing architecture skill level E. It's really important to note that you will not be allowed to participate in this video unless, ta-da, you have your safety sheet signed and turned in by a family member so that they know what you are using in the art room and that you're okay to give it a try. Once that is turned into your teacher, you can move into our skill levels. So let's take a read. We are going to be learning how to follow the safety rules for hot glue. We're going to learn how to clean up and get out hot glue supplies correctly, use the right amount of glue. We're going to follow the rules for the drill. We're going to clean the drill up correctly. We are going to use nuts, bolts, and washers to attach pieces that can move. Whoa, this is a big list. I recommend keeping your level sheet with you so you can remember all of the details. Okay, let's get started. So, number one, you're going to want to get out your hot glue supplies, and then you're going to want to put on your safety equipment. You're going to put on a pair of gloves. Oops, put the right hand in the right gloves. This helps prevent the hot glue from getting to your hands. It's not that you won't get burned, but it kind of reduces the sting. And then you need safety goggles. Now, if you are new to safety goggles or glasses in general, it can be kind of a pain to see the world through the fog of the goggles. But if you want to use this supply, this is a requirement. If you are using the supply without them, then unfortunately you will not be allowed to continue to use that supply in the art room. So remember, goggles are always on. Once you've done that, it is time to plug in your hot glue gun. So you're going to take it over to a plug-in. You're going to unwind the cord. You are going to go ahead, tilt you up so a little bit more so you can see the plug-in. You're going to go ahead and plug it in, and then you are going to take the time to set all of this aside. It takes about 5 minutes for the hot glue to warm up, so it's best to set it aside so a friend doesn't trip on it and so that you can move on to the drill. Okay, so moving on to the drill. Let's tilt you back down. Okay, to get your drill supplies, a little too far. Okay, you are going to find kind of this setup. Your drill is all going to come in a container. You're also going to have some sort of container that's meant to be flipped over as your tabletop. Every once in a while, the drill accidentally will go through the table, and so we want to make sure it's going through this container rather than our actual expensive tables. Then you're going to want to get yourself 2 pieces of cardboard or chipboard, and then while you're at it, for the hot glue, you're going to need a really small one as well, so you could get that now. Once you have these 3 pieces, you're ready to start your drill. You no longer need your safety gloves for the drill, so you can put those back with the hot glue gun. However, goggles stay on. Then I grab my drill. Miss Russ uses a very low power drill so that we don't have the ability to accidentally hurt ourselves too badly. This has advantages and disadvantages. 1, it doesn't work as quick. 2, it means that we will be able to control it no problem and drill through what we need. There are 2 buttons on the drill. If you look closely, there's a go forward button, right there, and there's a go backward button. You always want to try and use the buttons. It's good practice rather than brute strength. You're going to line up your drill, and you're not going to tilt it like this. This will break the bit, and if we break this, then our drill doesn't work. So we want our drill to go straight up and down. This is kind of frustrating because Miss Russ can't see the drill. If she wants to see it, she's got to tilt her head like this. So, making sure that the drill is straight up and down, that our hand is further away, we find the forward button. Now, look at what the backward button does. Nothing, okay? But the forward button, all of a sudden little pieces start coming out. I provide slight pressure, but I let the bit do the work. I know that I've made it through the piece when, there it goes. All of a sudden, the piece kind of lifts up a little bit. And it might have been hard for you to see that, but when the piece lifts up a little bit, you know you've made it through. Holding my hand steady, I'm going to go ahead and go to the reverse button. And I'm going to let the drill reverse out. Now, because Miss Russ has a cheap drill, sometimes this bit falls out. That's fine. You just put her back in, put the drill away. You would need to repeat the process for this piece as well. So you have 2 holes in your pieces. Then you're going to go to the containers that store the nuts, bolts, and washers. So what is what? These guys here are washers. They help make pieces move. These here, this is your bolt, and this is the nut that holds it all together. So here is the pattern. You're going to go bolt, washer, piece. And it's a tight fit. You got to kind of wiggle it in place because we don't want these to like move side to side. We only want them to pivot. Then I'm going to do another washer. Then I'm going to do my piece again. It's a little tight fit. Then I do another washer. It's like a sandwich. And then I use the nut. We hand tighten these because that's kind of all that's necessary so that you can maintain your movement. Notice the pieces don't pull apart like this. They're really well attached this way, but look. Whoa, I can get movement like this. Okay, once I'm done with this, I'm going to show my teacher because we're actually going to take these apart. These were only for learning purposes, and we want to save the nuts, the bolts, and the washers for actual wow projects. So these pieces here, you might not need anymore. And these supplies here need to go back in their containers. Okay, for the magic of TV, we're going to keep moving forward. Pretend. I cleaned it all correctly, and now I'm over to hot glue because my hot glue gun is warmed up. I am going to take the piece that I already took apart, and I'm going to take this little guy here, and it is ready. Whoa, what is missing? My gloves. My gloves need to go back on, but my eyes, remain safe. Once I have my gloves back on, let's talk about how I put glue in the hot glue gun. If you pull the trigger and nothing happens, it means you probably are out of glue. So you just take it and you stick it in. You never take out what's already there, which you just saw Miss Russ do. She shouldn't have done, but she meant to have already done that. Okay, then I need to figure out how much glue I need to get this guy to stand straight. Oh, you can't see, to stand straight up. So I'm going to set him kind of like this so I can visualize. And then off to the side. Now sometimes when you put in a new stick, you got to give it a little helpers. There it goes. I just push the stick and I do a line of glue. I push down on the glue and I kind of go backwards so that I don't get this chain of glue. I set that aside and then I take this guy and I put him in place. And I'm going to wiggle him around so he gets nice and in the glue. And then I'm going to squish him to where I want. So I wiggled him around so I see glue coming out both sides. Do you see that? That's a good sign. And I have him positioned exactly where I want. Now here is the hard part of hot glue. I have to wait and wait and wait. As long as that glue is see-through, that glue is going to wiggle. I have to wait for the glue to become cloudy. So, knowing that I either have to wait patiently looking at it, I might have to wait patiently by holding it, I start to see, oops, already you can see it. The glue is going, see if you can see, the glue is glowing cloudy, okay? Once I have it and I'm sure it's cloudy, it's time to take this to my teacher and earn my signatures. Once I am sure I've earned my signatures and that they are, look at that, stuck together, then it's time for cleanup. Gloves go back. I pay attention to where the safety goggles go. I unplug the hot glue gun, but look, whoa, that right there, that tip is very, very hot. So your teacher is going to have a specific place that they are going to want that to go, and it probably is separate from the cord because we'd never want these two things to touch. That would ruin the hot glue gun. So the cord might go in a totally separate area from where the hot glue goes. Once you are all cleaned up, you've officially passed and received approval for using these supplies in your art project. Happy learning. Bye.